made them follow you, because you had Joe's note.
So you'd stay alive.
After Tom Cruise played Jack Reacher in 2 films, the character was reimagined for TV with Alan Ritchson, who brings a more book-accurate version of the former U.S. Army Criminal Investigation Division leader to life. The show quickly became a hit for Prime Video, and fans are eagerly awaiting Reacher Season 3. We've got details about the cast, filming, and the Lee Child novel being adapted, often shared by Ritchson himself. Although Amazon hasn't officially confirmed anything yet, it usually takes about a year from the end of filming to the release of new episodes. So, here's everything we know so far about the upcoming 3rd season of this popular Prime series. Reacher Season 3 will adapt Persuader, the 7th book in Lee Child series. The renewal news came just 2 weeks before the 2nd season premiered. With nearly 30 books in the series, the show doesn't follow a strict order. For example, Season 2 adapted Bad Luck and Trouble, which is the 11th book. Before the official announcement, Ritchson teased the choice with a plate of lobster on Instagram, leading fans to speculate that Persuader would be the focus. In January 2024, Ritchson confirmed that Season 3 would be based on Persuader. In this book, Jack Reacher goes undercover as a bodyguard for a criminal investigated by the DEA. He rescues the villain's son and tries to gain his trust, hoping to rescue a captive agent. Reacher's main motivation, however, is personal revenge against Francis Xavier Quinn, the man who killed and mutilated Dominique Cole, a fellow Army member. However, fans might not get the exact story from Persuader in Season 3. Since the show adapts the books out of order, there are bound to be changes. For instance, Season 2 made significant deviations from its source material. Additionally, Ritchson announced that Maria Stern would return as Frances Neagley, a character not in Persuader. Malcolm Goodwin also reprised his role as Oscar Finlay in Season 2, even though he wasn't in Bad Luck and Trouble. So while Persuader sets the stage for Season 3, expect some surprises along the way. Some exciting Season 3 casting news has surfaced, including an even bigger villain. Alan Ritchson will of course return as Jack Reacher, and Maria Stern will be back too, though her role as Frances Neagley might be brief. There's a chance we might see other surviving members of Reacher's old squad, similar to how Finlay returned in Season 2. Season 3 will introduce new faces, with Brian T., a fellow TMNT alum, playing the role of Quinn. Joining T are Roberto Montesinos, Daniel David Stewart, and Johnny Berchtold, who will play Richard, the boy Reacher saves to get close to the villain. Anthony Michael Hall has been cast as the major antagonist, Zachary Beck. Hall described Beck as a kingpin of wholesale drug dealing, but with a darker, more sinister side, which aligns with his portrayal in Persuader. He also hinted that the series will mirror the book in terms of how Beck and Reacher interact. Sonia Cassidy has been cast as Susan Duffy, a DEA agent and Reacher's love interest in Season 3. The biggest casting challenge was finding Paulie, a character even larger than Reacher. Dutch bodybuilder Olivier Richters, known for his roles in Black Widow and Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, was chosen for the role. His casting was humorously announced on Instagram, where he was seen crossing out Reacher on his trailer. At just over 7 feet tall, Richters will tower over Ritchson, who stands at 6 feet 3 inches. Season 3 has reportedly wrapped up filming. According to Alan Ritchson, production began shortly before the 2nd season premiered in December 2023. The 1st season took just over 3 months to film in 2021, but Season 2 had a longer timeline to accommodate the extensive stunts and fight choreography. Luckily, Reacher is not very reliant on visual effects, so post-production should be relatively swift compared to Ritchson's other projects, like Titans or his role in the live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies. Ritchson hinted at the end of filming on Instagram, celebrating his transition from Reacher to his next role in Motor City. In his post, he mentioned the challenge of switching roles quickly and showed off his new look, including hair extensions and a dental makeover. With filming starting in December 2023 and wrapping up at the end of June 2024, Season 3 had a filming period of just over 7 months. So when exactly can we expect Season 3 to drop, and what about Season 4? While Prime Video hasn't officially announced the release date for Season 3, Alan Ritchson has hinted that we can look forward to seeing Reacher back on our screens sometime in 2025. To give you an idea of the timeline, the first season was released about 8 months after filming wrapped up. Season 2, which finished filming in February 2023, didn't hit our screens until 10 months later. So it's safe to say we're probably looking at a spring 2025 release for the Persuader adaptation. Given the success of Season 2, it's likely that discussions about a 4th season are already underway or even in pre-production. Ritchson is enthusiastic about continuing in the role of Jack Reacher, but he acknowledges there's a limit to how long he can keep up with the physical demands. He said, "I owe it to the audience to explore as many of these books as my body will allow, and I owe it to the people that took a shot at me when I was a huge risk for them. They have given me a real career." MGM Studios head Jennifer Salke shares this sentiment, hoping that Ritchson will be able to portray the character for a very long time. So while Season 4 seems almost certain, Ritchson's growing popularity and busy schedule could impact how soon we see it. Looking ahead, it seems like Season 4 of Reacher might adapt the 19th book in Lee Child's series, Personal. Here's the scoop. We know that Season 3 will cover Persuader, which is the 7th book. Now there's a strong hint that Season 4 could dive into Personal next, especially when considering the impact of Cole's death on Jack Reacher. In Persuader, Reacher is on a mission driven by revenge rather than a sense of duty. He's after a man named Quinn, whom he believed he had killed 10 years ago. Quinn is the guy who brutally murdered and mutilated Reacher's Army colleague, Dominique Cole. Her death has haunted Reacher ever since, and he hopes this mission will finally lead him to Quinn. Among the Reacher novels I've read, Persuader stands out as my favorite. Lee Child takes what could be a straightforward plot and injects it with relentless tension, making it a gripping read. The tragedy of Cole's death and its lasting impact on Reacher set the stage for what could be a compelling Season 4. In Personal, the story shifts gears as Reacher is called in by the army to track down a sniper targeting the president of France. Although Personal might not be the highest-rated novel in the series, it's still well-loved by fans and was incredibly engaging for me. It also explores how Cole's death continues to affect Reacher, particularly through his new partner, Casey Nice, who reminds him of her. What's interesting about Amazon's adaptation is that it tends to weave its own connections between seasons, unlike the more standalone nature of Child's novels. For instance, in Season 2, we saw a surprising cameo from Finlay, a character who didn't appear in Bad Luck and Trouble, the book adapted for that season. Although Personal isn't a direct follow-up to Persuader, the way it draws on the memory of Cole adds depth and resonance to the narrative. This makes Personal a fitting choice for Season 4, as it could build on the themes established in Season 3 while introducing a fresh storyline. Personal could really shake up the Reacher formula in a couple of big ways. Unlike most of the Reacher books, which keep the action on American soil, Personal takes Reacher across the Atlantic to Paris and London. The London chapters in particular are a highlight, as they push Reacher far out of his usual environment. This international twist freshens up the story and could be a great way for Reacher Season 4 to keep things exciting and unexpected. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.